In this video, we're going to talk about Asian masculinity and what Timothy got wrong. Let's go. Before I get into this video, the first thing I want to say is that what I think Tim is doing is pretty dope. He's talking about a very sensitive topic. It's about Asians becoming more masculine, becoming more manly, leveling up, and I think that's very commendable. Now, before I actually watched this video, I wanted to see what he was about. I checked out his YouTube channel, what kind of videos he was making, checked out his links. He has a school.com. Of course, it's about fitness, getting into shape, also giving you tips how to riz girls to get that 10 out of 10 baddie. The ultimate goal for him is to be able to use social media as a platform to funnel people into his program, which I think is dope. Hey, kudos to you, man. Go after that bag. Now, what I will say is that I think he is still very young based off what I saw. At the time he made his YouTube channel, it was in 2018. In his description of his bio, he said he was 22 years old. He was documenting his journey and he's just sharing it with everyone. Now, if that's true, he's either 22 years old or he's 29 years old. Regardless, he is under 30. That means that his experience is much different than mine. I'm 41 this year. That means me as a man, we live two varied different lives as men, especially Asian men. I grew up in a time where it was a lot of gangbanging, a lot of violence, a lot of death, shootings, riots. I mean, it was going down, man. We had the AZN Pride. Man, we had Zanga, Asian Avenue, man, reading numerics. We had to literally approach chicks if we wanted to get our dick wet. Like, we live in a much different time frame. And it's dope because I get to experience what life was before internet, social media, and life with it. So I get to experience the best of both worlds and the changes, in between. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into this video. So someone shot me this video and they said, hey bro, what do you think about this? So before I actually make this video here, I watched it several times. I analyzed it, listened to what he had to say, took some notes down, and I'm gonna break it down with you guys here. I think for me, what it means to be masculine is two simple concepts. The first one is having a spine, and the second one is having balls. Basically, have the courage to say no and have the courage to say yes. That's it. Pretty much that's it. Having a spine just basically means whatever you believe in here, you stand 10 toes down on it. You're willing to fight for it. You're willing to bleed for it. You're willing to die for it. Or on the other end, you're willing to live for it, right? You're willing to go all out on your beliefs, having character. That's what it means to have a spine. Believing in your thoughts and the things that you're saying, you got to stand firm behind it, man. And having balls, that basically means just don't be afraid, don't be a little. Masculinity is having confidence, and confidence comes from failure, knowing that you've been at the bottom multiple times, and every single time you're down at the bottom, you're able to get back up. Me, I've been at the bottom many times. I've been in prison, I've been homeless, I've been broke many times over. I had people take attempts at my life, and guess what? I'm still here. That's what it means to be masculine, knowing that you can come from the bottom and overcome that and still make it on the other end. That's what it means to me to be very masculine. It's just having the confidence. When you walk into a room, people feel that energy. It's not doing all these cheesy little things to appear masculine. Like, f all that. That's some weak shit. That's some I took some notes on this video. Like I said, he talks about 6 things to do to be more masculine as a man. 1, have a mission in life. Basically, focus on your goals. Masculine men contribute to society. And he gives an example of Elon Musk. When I look at Elon Musk, that's not masculine at all. That's someone that's just balling as hell. 2, look masculine, basically have muscles, dress mature. What the f does muscles have to do with anything? Like he is getting fed into like this typical influencer. He probably get all his experiences based off what he watched and not from real life experience, and he goes, oh yeah, I got some muscles, now I'm masculine, that makes me a man. Part of that is also dressing mature. The way you dress is pretty much you trying to impress other people out in this world. That has nothing to do with being a man, bro. Being a man is having responsibilities, taking care of your peoples, taking care of yourself. Yes, being part of society where you're making it better, but the way you dress has nothing to do with anything, bro. I dress hood and like a bum every time you see me, but that has nothing to do with masculine. Trust me, I'm 5'4", but when I walk into a room, I make is uncomfortable. That's just the way it is, because I am confident in my own skin. That's being masculine, knowing who you are and accepting your flaws and all your wins at the same time, knowing exactly who you are in here, not what's on the outside. 3, being decisive. I can get that part, being decisive. Now I get that point where it's like being assertive is one thing and being decisive is another, and you just say no. That's it. And you'll see other people, oh come on, take a shot. When I say no, it's just no. Simple as that. They don't call me a bitch, or they call me like weak, or come on. When I say no, they know I mean no, because I'm firm in my answer. 4, he talks about being brave. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. This one I can agree with. For him, it's more like don't be afraid to speak your mind. And I think that is a fair point. This one goes back to having a spine. This is in conjunction with that. This is part 1 of part 2, and standing on your toes on what you believe in. To me, that's part of being brave. Number 5, he talks about being flirtatious. What's up with you guys, man? People are so used to like swiping online and dating online that they forgot the art of conversation, the art of communication, just the simple basic social skills to be able to have a conversation, a back and forth. One of the things I'm so grateful for is learning sales. Sales is probably one of the best things that I have done in my life to become a better person, to leveling up. When they talk about leveling up, they never talk about sales. Sales should be like one of the first and foremost things when it comes to leveling up. It's not fitness, it's not none of that, because when you do sales, one, it teaches you to be more courageous, get out of your shell, because it forces you to go out and kill. Because if you don't kill, you won't eat. Sales actually teaches you not to talk, but to become a better listener. Number 6, he talks about character alchemy. He says, create an ideal version of yourself and act like this person every moment of your life. And he gives an example of Kanye West. Like, Tim, come on, bro, you can do better. Like, what? I get what you're trying to say is emulate who you want to become. That just basically means you're living a false life. You're not really you. Being masculine basically means that you're comfortable in your own skin, bro. You know who you are, you know what you want, and you have the willpower, determination to go after it. Whether you fail numerous of times or you become successful. That's what it means to have confidence and be masculine, bro. Not creating this fake ass character and then acting like it. You know what that means? It means you're a phony. Stop it. Now this video isn't to bash Tim in any sense, but it's just so freaking frustrating to know that my younger Asian man is following the same exact blueprint like everybody else, man. Riz, discipline, fitness, none of that makes you a man, bro. Man means that you have a spine and you're willing to stand 10 toes firm on what you believe in. And the second one is just having balls just to say yes. Like one of the things I always say to myself when I get scared is f it. That's one of the best things I've ever said to myself. F it. Every time I get afraid to do something, I think to myself, let's just go. So Tim, if you're watching this, maybe just, think about things, think about the video that I have here now, and it's not to bash you, but it's just to have you think in a different light. I think one of the best things in life is to be able to hear about other experiences or what other people went through, how they overcame things. As a little kid, I would never listen to the adults. Never. and it caused me so much grief, so much pain in my life. And if I was to go back in time, it would be to listen to the OGs, which is my parents, all the adults like my uncles, my aunts, things like that, when they were spitting game on me. So hopefully you're able to watch this video, take some of the experiences I've had in my life, dissect it down, take what you want, and put away the rest and just discard it, man. Hopefully you learned a little bit in this video. Until next time, man, I'll catch you guys. Peace. Boom.